Hey there everyone, this is ChefMKT, and welcome back to Let's Play Touhou Labyrinth 2. Where's the patchouli mouse cursor? There you are. So, where we last left off, we had explored the third floor quite a bit. We got about halfway through, excuse me, had some lunch. And we had ran into some familiar characters. So Yuko and Yukari appeared out of nowhere when we ran into the level 32 boss fight. So, very important that you activate that boss fight because it removes the bush on this floor. So there's that. Very important. So Diamond Blizzard, they're all weak to ice, and everything's pretty much one-shotted. Pop you and you're done. Who else did we meet? Oh, yes. We also met Wriggle on this floor as well. So a quick reminder about that once again, Wriggle only appears on this floor if you talk to Erin on floor 2. So, after you talk to Wriggle, she gave us a quest to remove some poisonous hornets on this floor and the next floor. So I believe I mentioned that they were poisonous moths. They are not. That was from the original game, so my bad. You're weak to ice. Yes, good. Take care of this guy. And Reimu can take care of the ghosty ghost guy. Good, perfect. We can take on the poisonous hornet right now. However, it's going to be fairly difficult because it plays around with the poison status effects. So I don't want to talk about that quite yet. So I'm going to skip it for now and continue my exploration and finish up the third floor. Then I will go back to the poisonous hornet. I think that's my game plan. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. Okay, Cherno, take you out. Pop you. Mamizi. Full screen? Yeah, full screen, why not? Probably a waster, because Randa can't kill this, can she? Nope, that was a waste of a full screen, and my Cherno died. I really enjoy this game. Oh man, that kinda sucks. Now my Cherno has lost like 7 TP from that. Oh well, so if you're wondering, the poisonous hornet is right there. It's level 11. I think we can take it on, but as I mentioned before, it may be a little bit of a hassle, and I have more important things to take care of. Like this thing over here. So once you talk to Wriggle, this event trigger appears. And who is it? It is Ryson. So after you talk to Ryson, she runs off, and that activates a next trigger on the next floor. So here's a little tidbit. Since in my original save file before I started recording, I didn't talk to Erin, which in turn makes it so that Wriggle doesn't appear on this floor, which in turn makes it so that Ryson doesn't appear on the third floor, which in turn makes it so that the event trigger on the 4th floor doesn't appear. Now, if you want to make the 4th floor a lot easier on yourself, you cannot activate this event trigger, and it allows you to bypass a boss fight, and then you can come back to it later when you're more prepared. So you can skip to like the 8th floor or whatever. You can probably skip to the rest of the game without activating that boss fight. But you miss out on some good stuff there, so it's really up to you how you want to play it. If you want to make it easier for you on the 4th floor, skip that event trigger. If you want to make it proper, in quotation marks, and not skip out on that, you may go ahead. Because I know some people may have had a bit of trouble with that boss fight on the 4th floor. However, with that said, I'm going to assume everyone is going to explore everything ever and not skip anything. So that's what I'm going to aim for. So there's an FOE over there that I want to not fight yet, because I want to get the goodies on the top part of this floor. The question is, where is the teleporter? The teleporter's right there, so I do need to go past the FOE. Okay, good to know. Swing around here. You know what? This pathway that I took was pretty optimal. Not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Ice shoe. Didn't die, asteroid belt. Good. Everything is deadsies. Lovely jubbly. And we have a checkpoint. Good. Good. Avoid you. And my churn is out of MP and TP, so let's switch out with Kagasa. Mamizi with Yobu, and let's continue on. Let's get to the top part of this, and you see the FOE is guarding some items and an event trigger, which we also want to get to. Okay, so what's up there? Excellent. So there's one event trigger here. What is it? Bloody blah. And we gotta sell some items. Nice. Very nice. You can never have enough items. Good. And now we get ourselves the green exclamation point up there too. I missed, but that poisoned. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to full screen with nature, see how it goes. Yeah, did okay. That's fine, we are done exploring the third floor anyway. And we got ourselves the checkpoint too, so that also helps as well. Beautiful. Got ourselves another item of some kind. And that is the third floor done, pretty much, in terms of exploration. We can now prepare for boss fights. So let's head back to town really quick. Make a quick save before we continue. Beautiful, so that didn't take that long at all. Okay, so I'm going to do some housekeeping and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. I've done my usual thing at the shrine with my character's levels and the money spending at Touhou's library. So with that said, let's go over my strategy for the Poisonous Hornet boss fight. So our main damage dealer will be Kogasa. So you want to put all of your attack items onto her. So we have the 24, the 36 and the 12. Now the Hornet itself also has very high evasion, so we need to address that as well. And we can do that by putting on the plus 25 accuracy accessory onto Kogasa. So that's taken care of. However, Kogasa can't deal all of the damage herself because she will run out of MP. So we need to address the evasion issue in another way. So with that, we are going to look at Mamizi's skill set. So as I mentioned before, please look up the English wiki if you want full details for all character skills, because it will be very useful from this point on. With that said, for every character, you can boost up 3 specific stats, and it's different for each character. So for Mamizi, it will be HP, physical attack, and physical defense. Not only that, for each character they will have experience modifiers. So the first one here will increase the experience gain by 10% per skill level if you brought the character along in the dungeon. Now, this one here will increase the experience gains by 25% per skill level. However, this will only take effect if the character is in the active row at the end of the battle. In general, you do not want to pick up these experience modifiers at all because they will not serve any purpose. Okay, now with the unique skills for each character, let's go through Mamizi's. So for this skill, you will get plus 25% accuracy bonus per skill level if Mamizi is in the active row. Hello, that's the answer right there for the Hornet. Very useful to have. Now for this skill, it will increase the damage against flying enemies if Mamizi is in the active row. Sounds pretty useful for the Hornet boss fight, however it's very specific, so it will not help you out later on throughout the game. The accuracy one, however, is always useful. So for this one here, Mamizi will gain a 10% speed buff whenever her turn rolls around. Also very useful to have. And this one over here, what this does is that if Mamizi is in the reserve bench and then you bring her to the active row, her ATB bar will be set at 10,000 when you do this. So she can take her action immediately. Very useful to have. And then finally, for each character you can level up their spell cards as well, and they will have additional effects or increased damage depending on the spell card itself. I don't think the English wiki has done that quite yet. However, the ones that I do know I will point out. So with Mimizi, you don't want to level up her spell cards generally. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to invest in the plus accuracy skill. Beautiful. And we are now ready to tackle the boss. So let me make a quick save right here, and then we can go into the dungeon. Here we go. So one nice thing about the third floor checkpoint is that there is a teleporter right here that allows us to go directly to the Hornet boss. Thank you, game developers. Okay, so the Hornet is weak to physical and dark attacks, but is resistant to the mystic element. So you can't just spark it in the face and win that way, you have to duke it out a little bit. So everything revolves around the first turn, with Kagasa not being poisoned. If anyone else gets poisoned, I'm perfectly fine with that. So, Yomu's only role here is to use Slash of Eternity and then die. Kiane buff up my attack power, and then Ramu buffs up my defensive power. And then Kagasa can start going to town on this bee, or Hornet. Let's go. 1000 damage, very nice. Now, see that? Kiane took 0 damage from that, so thank you for defenses. Good. Kagasa, do it again. Nice damage. Ramu, defensive buff. That guarantees my Kagasa living through the next turn. Attack buff again for the last attack for Kagasa. Okay, now we can start switching in the other people. So let's bring in let's bring in Mimizi first. Kiane is not dead because she took 0 damage like a boss. Let's switch in Marissa here. Kagasa with Remia. And let's start damage racing. That miss. That's a bad sign. Okay. So here's the only thing. If my Master Spark misses, I might be in trouble, but I think it's still salvageable. So Mimizi accuracy buff, don't fail me now. Beautiful. Moonlight Ray, and it should be dead, right? Excellent. That went better than expected. So I didn't get all of the item drops here, but I got the most important one, which is this thing here. So that gives me plus 50 resistance against the wind element. So that's the only thing that I really wanted out of this boss fight. So that's great. That's one down. So we have one FOE to go and the actual boss on this floor that's guarding the 4th floor stairs. And we gotta sell us one of the items that we need for the Wriggle quest. So let's head back to town. We're gonna sell us an achievement unlocked. I think we gained 1000 gold right there. So great. So I'm going to do my usual thing of character levels as well as money spending, and then we'll be setting up for the FOE boss fight. So I'll be right back. And welcome back! So, I didn't make any changes to my party in terms of equipment. All I've done was that I leveled up my characters at the shrine and then spent my gold at Patrouille's library. And even then, I only spent on defensive stats and HP, which makes absolutely no difference in this FOE fight. And you'll see why. So, a lot of people have had trouble with this FOE, so I'll show you how to take care of it. So first of all, Cherno must debuff it with Icicle Fall. Now here's why. Because it's slowed down, it will take a lot longer per turn for it to take its attack, and because of that, it takes a lot longer for it to kill your entire party. So with that said, Cherno's done her job. Let's switch in Marissa. That sounds like a good idea. Good. Now Kagasa, her only job is to debuff the mind of this FOE. So there we go. Mind is now debuffed. So with that said, Kagasa now has done her job as well. Let's bring in Romeo. Bam. Okay, and it missed its attack on Yomu. So that's even better. So let's buff up with concentration. Okay, good. Formation change to Kiane. Buff up all stats onto Marissa. Remia, Moonlight Ray. Let's see. Actually, no. What I want to do is I want to change again back to Kogasa for further mind debuffs. And attack power up. Kogasa, do your thing. Beautiful. Moonlight Ray should do more damage now. Look at that. Almost 400. Pretty good. Okay, let's buff up all my stats on Rumia once again. Sounds good. Kiane's dead. That sucks, but that's fine. Moonlight Ray again. I'm basically just stalling until my Marissa has enough MP for whatever she needs to do. Yep, she's at 4 now, so that's fine. Buff up again on Rumia. That sucks that Runosuke died. Moonlight Ray again. Cherno, slow it down. I need to switch in another character, don't I, pretty soon. That's fine. Mind debuff. Moonlight Ray. Okay, now Kogasa can switch in someone else. Let's put in Mimizi. Cherno can slow it down again. Yep, sounds like a good idea. Mimizi dodged it. Nice. Moonlight Ray. So as you can see, this is looking pretty good, but then when you throw Marissa into the mix, it is now done. So, let's just spark it in the face and be done with it. Simple. Say, very, very easy. And that's how you take care of it. If you debuff the mind of the golem, you're pretty much set, because it takes more damage from Moonlight Ray and Master Spark. So this is another event trigger right here. And we have a Chen again. How's it going, Chen? How do you do? So I do believe at this point, we do actually get Chen in our party now, because she's now finished running away from every single encounter ever. Right? Pretty sure this is what happens. Oh, Chen, why are you so cute? She's adorable. Look at her. So adorable. Yay, we got a Chen! Excellent. And now we can get the other 2 items here as well. Beautiful. What do we have here? I don't know, but I think that's a main weapon. And what's this over here? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Okay, so we are done here for now. So I'm going to make a quick save right here. Right there. And let me do another bit of house cleaning, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. So before we end the video, there is a couple of things that we need to do. First of all, we need to go over Chen's role in the game. So Chen is a physical attacker, but 1, she is very, very fragile. 2, she is very, very fast. And 3, she is very, very spammy. Great. So there's really only one route you could take with Chen, and that is just investing everything into attack power. I mean, you could feasibly invest everything into speed to make her really fast, but I don't think that would benefit her that greatly, because speed does taper off the later you go on into the game, so there's that. And as for the library, I just want to go over how I distribute my points very quickly. I always concentrate on my main attack stat first for my damage dealers. For my tanks, I will invest into the defensive stats a lot more. And then third priority would be HP. And then the last priority would be speed. So if we take Marissa for example here, I have 15 level in her magic attack. And then I have my defensive stats and then HP at 10. And then finally I'm probably going to bring up the speed stat to 5 for all of my characters. And then I'll go back into the main attack stat. So there we go. For tanks like Kiane and Mimizi, I guess, I invest into the defensive stats first, and then the main attack stat if they can attack as well. Mimizi can do both of those roles, Kiane can't really do that. So I'll stop leveling her magic attack at this point. Then HP, and then I'm going to do speed. So that's how I do my points. So finally, I think at this point in the game, everyone should have Minaruko at this point or are able to get her now. So I'm going to be using her from now on. In the previous video, we ran into a green exclamation point where you picked up 2 giant leaves. So that is, once again, a reminder this item here. So you pick up 2 of these as an item drop in the dungeon on the 3rd floor. So if you pick up another one from a random encounter, you are now ready to pick up Mino Rico. So that's my logic there. Everyone should now have Mino Rico at this point. If you don't, you should get her now. So with that said, let's head on over to Notorious really quickly and craft some more items, because I do want to get her in my party now as well. So this gives me 10 HP, 10 mind, and 25 resistance, and 20 death resistance. Oh, hello! I definitely want one of these. Thank you very much. And we can craft one of these, which is 24% mind. Sure, why not? And we now have our 10 crafted items. Beautiful. So what does this mean? Well, it means now we can now use Notori in our party too. Isn't that great? Oh, so great. This is going to be fantastic. However, I'm going to assume that not everyone will have the ability to craft 10 items in order to get Notori. So I'm going to assume that you're not going to get Notori until around the middle of the 4th floor. So there's that. Now finally, since we now have recruited a total of 12 party members, let's head back to the 1st floor, because there is someone else we can grab too. Aha. So if you remember, we met a Parsi on the very 1st floor. So her recruitment requirement is that once you get 12 party members, she will then join your party too. So once again, I'm going to assume that you can't recruit Notori just yet. So I'm not going to use her, and then in turn, because of that, I'm not going to use Parsi just yet. Which is absolutely perfect for me, because I still have no idea how to use her. So this will buy me a lot more time to figure out how to fully optimize my play with Parsi. So now we can call it an end to the video. So I'm going to make a save here, right here. Good. Okay, thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be.